Hey guys, my name is Gino Bendezu, and I'll be doing my informative speech on Subaru, the automotive company. Um, and to start, we're going to go very back to 1932. So in 1932, Subaru wasn't even a thought at that moment. They weren't even a concept. They weren't even a single idea. However, there was a company called Nakajima Aircraft Company Ltd, and as the name suggests, they were an aircraft manufacturing company. Um, Nakajima pretty much supplied all of Japan's aircraft needs at that time. Now, fast forward a little bit to 1946, and Nakajima has been rebranded as Fuji Sanjo Company. Fuji Sanjo Company created this cool little thing called the Fuji Rabbit. It wasn't anything particularly great, but it only lasted for about 24 years. But the Fuji Rabbit was really uh, Fuji Sanjo's first step into developing something or messing around with stuff that was automotive. And they were also using spare aircraft parts to create these little cars. It was part of the whole Japanese movement to rebuild themselves. Now again, fast forward again to 1950s, and Japan has come out with this act called the Corporate Credit Act. And the Corporate Rearrangement Act pretty much forced Fuji Sanjo Company to split into 12 different corporations. Um, so in 1953, July of 1953, like 5 out of those corporations came together and formed Fuji Heavy Industries. And Fuji Heavy Industries is really Subaru's parent company up until about 2013. Fuji was a side project almost for those 5 companies, and it was kind of done as an investment thing. We were just trying to see how things would go. Now, their primary role was still to manufacture aircraft parts. That still hadn't changed. They still weren't really thinking much about automotives, but they had started messing around with buses. Fast forward again 2 more years, and you have Fuji Heavy Industries being solidified as an actual company. It's not an investment project anymore out of those 5 companies that we had before. Now it's they actually merged to put all their efforts into Fuji Heavy Industries. And in 1954, Subaru came out with their first prototype, and it was called the 1500. It wasn't anything particularly great about the car. It was just a small little 4-door sedan that was affordable, economical as far as gas and everything, and it ride comfortably. And unlike Subarus today, they were actually front-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive wasn't really a thing at that point, and it wasn't until about 1971 that Subaru actually went and kind of shook the automotive industry by implementing 4-wheel drive capabilities into their Leon. At that point, 4-wheel drive was mainly reserved for off-road vehicles only. You didn't put them on little sedan cars. Then we go into the 90s, and the 90s were just great for Subaru, specifically 1993. In 1993, Subaru came out with their Impreza line, and their Impreza was supposed to be a smaller, more economical version of their Legacy. They were also about to start retiring the Leon, and it was on its 3rd generation, and they were using this as a chance to get a smaller car into Group A rally racing. So it was a great moment. At the same time, you also had them debuting their famous colors that everybody knows them for, the yellow-blue color scheme. That was thanks to their sponsor, State Express 555, which was a cigarette company. Because it's the 90s, you can go and sponsor cigarette companies for races where kids are going to see. Why not? And it also marked Colin McRae's first complete year in the WRC circuit, which helped take Subaru's first win as well. Throughout all this rally racing, have Subaru developing their asymmetrical or symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is still used today. It's a fantastic real-time all-wheel drive system. It provides torque to all 4 wheels instead of just whichever one needs it at that time whenever it senses slippage, which most vehicles were doing. You were also They were also saw that because that using ring-shaped frames on their pillars and on their frame designs on the cars created a lot more rigidity, which is safer for the drivers. Gave them a lot better stability and control. The usage of their flat four motors went and showed them that they could also have better stability as well. Lower center of gravity created better control stability. And in case of an accident, where the motor was centered lower, if the motor broke away, it would actually slide under the car easier than kind of crushing your legs, which is a big selling point. You also had them implementing their eyesight technology, which was a fairly recent thing, about 2005, 2007 is when it came to the States. And those were two little cameras up front next to the rear view mirror that helped with autonomous braking and assisted driving, assisted the autopilots. So throughout this whole entire process, from like about the 90s till even today, Subaru has been a very popular brand in the automotive world, the racing world especially. So like I said, when in 1993, when they came out with their Impreza, they came out with the GC8, which was a two-door variant. And the GC8 was really, really popular to the point where a little animated show in Japan called Initial D used it and introduced the car as one of their main cars. In the mid 2000s, Ken Block, which was the CEO, I think, of DC Shoes, started trying to become a rally racer himself, and started coming with the Gymkhana internet videos. And for his two first videos, he used a Subaru WRX STI. And even now, you still see Subaru just about anywhere you see rally off-road racing. You go to Red Bull's GRC and you'll see it there. You go to the Vermont rally races and you'll see them. You see it running through the forests over there as well. But yeah, this was my informative speech. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much.